The central interest of Jim March is really about the role of organizational intelligence. There's two parts of this question, one about bounded rationality and the other one about the role of the technology of foolishness, things that may look to be not rational, but ultimately are really important to have intelligent organizations. So the real question is, how do we incorporate this technology of foolishness, or what I would call sensible foolishness, including garbage can processes, into developing organizational intelligence? That I think is what is key.
So I think one question that would kind of resurface among his many issues would be his ongoing interest in the question of ambiguity of experience. That I think there's a lot of current activity and interest in developments regarding AI and how we gain inference off of big data. But Jim, who appreciated the role of Susan Sontag as interpretive experience as much as econometricians, I think would challenge us in thinking about how that truly impacts our understanding and interpretation.
So I don't know that it's a question we can answer. But I do think that Jim would like it very much as a person who was trained as a political scientist. If we included more conflict in the way we think about how people operate in organizations, and not conflict as in pitched battles and people being very opposed to one another, but conflict as in everyday conflict, like what's the variety of ideas? What are the differences in those ideas, and how does that tension in how you want to do something or how I want to do something, how does that tension make the doing of it more rich? I think that's something that we could include more in our notion of routines, for instance, that would probably please Jim.
How do organizations shape the preferences of their members is a very profoundly important question for us. Clearly, people don't just enter organizations and just react to the existing incentives and information channels, but something happens to their way of thinking and what they value. And I think it's time for us in behavioral strategy to take this question seriously. I think that's what Jim would have wanted.
Think of the 6 perspectives for interpreting organizational action: rule following, problem solving, learning, conflict, contagion, and regeneration. We know that all of these happen, but we know little about what triggers each one. Is it guided by events? Can there be a sequence? Can multiple occur at once? We cannot currently answer those questions. Or think about solution-driven problems, which is the opposite of our common intuition and most of our empirical testing. There are various vendors who sell solutions to organizations. To do so, they need to find or invent problems that their solutions work for. How do they do so? When are they successful? These are just some of the elements of footnotes that I think Jim would like us to explore more.